Hello and welcome to Juggling and Manipulation for today, May 15. I'm Michael. I'm going to be taking this class, and this might be my last juggling class on here. So if you are in Wellington, we are going to be starting classes back at the hub next week. So there will be a juggling and equilibristics class happening on Wednesday night. So if you want to come along to that, we'll be doing some social distancing classes, but we'll be cleaning all the gear. You'll have your own personal gear. So if you do want to come along, that'd be great. It'd be great to carry on your juggling journey. But yeah, let's get stuck into it. Let's have a look at what we're going to look at today. So, class plan. Balls. I want to have a look at how you can find your own style in juggling. So it'll be really interesting for people of all levels. Then if you've got some clubs, I want to have a look at scissor catches and circus grip, which are sort of tied together. And then with rings, if you've got some rings, I wanted to look at how to do a pull down, where you put the rings over your head. And then last, ball spinning. So if you've got a big ball, basketball, soccer ball, something like that, we can have a look at some ball spinning. So let's get into it. So first of all, let's warm up. Let's give our necks a good squeeze. There we go, and shake your head from side to side. Roll your head from side to side. Really want to warm up. Oh, and I should also point out, in case you've noticed, I've had a haircut. So thanks to everyone who watched our telethon on Saturday night. This happened when we reached $9,000. So we were really successful in our Give a Little campaign. So thanks if you did donate. Here's the proof of what we're willing to do to help keep the Circus Hub running. But yeah, let's roll those heads, whether you've got hair on them or not, from side to side. And let's just push down our opposite arm. And other side. Alright, and rolling those shoulders back. Hands on your shoulders, roll those elbows back. And then do some nice big straight arms. And one arm forwards, one arm backwards. Swap. And let's give you a little challenging arm exercise actually, because all this stuff is, we need to be able to work our brains and our arms separately sometimes when we're juggling. So one arm is going to go up, out, down. So straight up, out to the side and down. So just do that a few times to get that into your body. Then your other arm is going to be going up, down, up, down. Okay? Seems easy enough, but when we put those together, we're going to go up together. One arm will go out, one goes down. Up and down, out to the side, down together. And the whole thing will restart. So remember, one arm's just going up and down. One side's going up, out, down, but together that takes 6 movements. So once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to the start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And shake it, shake, shake. You can practice that one in your own time if you really want to get that down. And let's get a bit more loose in our body. So we'll do a little twist, make sure, check your environment. Not going to hit anything. Then do a little twist, twist. And let's also just reach up nice and high and roll down, touch your feet. I'm still here, I'm still watching. Oh. And even let's warm up our legs a bit. I'll change your view a bit. So let's just take our knee across the body, out to the other side. Across the body, out to the other side. And other leg. Across the body and out to the side. Maybe pop down a little squat. So, finding your own style. So I want to talk to you guys and have a little play around with how you guys can try and find your own style when juggling. So, if you guys have watched much juggling online, or if you have seen many jugglers, juggling is more interesting when you apply some creativity. It's like most things though, there's the technique that you want to learn, but then as you get the hang of technique, you can start to play with it. You can start to do different things. So, for example, if a juggler's just doing a cascade, this tends to get a bit boring, so you want to put some more tricks in to make it interesting. So you can get fancy and do stuff like Mills Mess. You can do all sorts of stuff from your cascade. Let's have a look. You can do your tennis, half shower. But if you just kind of stay static here and do all these tricks, and here it still can get a bit boring for people watching and for yourself as well. So I want to have a look at how you can try and explore juggling to make it more interesting for yourself. And I think the point that I'd like to make as well is if you just keep following juggling and try and do the best, it always tends to become about numbers, which is impressive, but it does take a lot of time to get really good at numbers. And also when you look at people out there, there's people have already really pushed that, and they put a lot of time into juggling numbers, and it's still ultimately them standing there. And I think you're better off to try and find your own style, and you can make really interesting juggling by finding an idea, a kernel of an idea, finding a style, something that you really enjoy, and you can put a lot of time into exploring that specific type of juggling and find something new. And it's really rewarding when you discover your own tricks, when you go, hey, that's cool. And you can really find something and explore that. If you think about it in terms of science, or the relationship between science and art research, all scientists, they're kind of building off the blocks of what knowledge has been discovered before and try and take that somewhere. And scientists, they'll have to pick one area, one thing, one little thing that they're going to explore. We can do the same thing in juggling. So let's have a look at what I mean by that. So there's lots of different things you could do. So now this is where it's hard to go like, well, just make up something, but let's have a look at what I mean. So for instance, you might decide to explore stalls, like where on your body you can keep a ball. Okay, so let's just have a little look at some things that we could do with that one idea. See how we can explore it, find some stuff to do. So, like I was saying, you still want to base this on technique. Like you find the technique and then you explore from there. So let's have a look at a few things that we could do with the stalls. So I'll show you a little pattern that you can try. This is a nice, fun, easy pattern. So if we put a ball over our head, take it with the other hand. Ball over our head, take it with the other hand. Reach over your head, take it with the other hand. So we're doing a little stall here. Boom, stop the ball. You could stop here. You can let it drop down. You can grab it with your hand. So there's a couple of different things you could do this. Now, if we get two balls, put one in. Now, when I put the second ball in across my head, I'm going to just take this one out. Boom. Okay, so put a ball over, other ball, grab that one. Ball over your head, second ball, grab that one. You can let that one drop down. You can take it with your other hand, but okay, so now 3 balls, one over the head, second ball, and so as I place the ball on one side, then I reach over and grab it with the other hand. So I place across my head, so this is on the other side of my head, and then my arm will grab that ball on the way down. Over the head, reaches across, grabs that, reach across, grab that. And suddenly, you can do a silly little juggling trick. Oh, that say you were juggling and then you decided to go boom, boom, oh, let's see. And you can go into a silly little thing that makes your juggling more interesting. Go back into your pattern. Okay, so there's, and let's try that now. If instead, boom, we put it and we let it roll down. Let it roll down. Roll. Roll. Same trick. Slightly different variation on it. Something different you can play with. So, let's take the idea of stalls and play around further with it. Where else could we stall a ball? So I'm going to give you another technique for this one. So I'm going to come in, let's just adjust this camera for this one. So holding the ball down by my side, I'm going to try and do like a stall here. So holding the ball, I'm going to flick it up, squash it. Flick it up, squash it. So I might take the hoodie off so you can see these better. Look at that. It's, you know, I also have this tattooed on my chest. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. You might need to donate a bit more money for the Give a Little before I get this across here. But yeah, so if we scoop up, drop. So you want to try and keep your arm down by your side and just do a little flick up. Oh. So here's a second little stall that we can do. Boom, boom, boom. And let's go just straight across. It's a little zip across. Oh. Squeeze, drop, squeeze, drop. Okay, so there is another little stall that you could play with. Boom. Now, so teaching you another technique. Let's add in here. So second ball. Let's first just play with, can we do this on both sides? Boom, boom. Boom. Trap, trap, drop, drop, trap, trap, drop, drop. Cool. Now, we're going to go up, do a little zip across. Zip back, drop on the other side. Alright, so we can get a bit of a box pattern going on. If you practice this a lot, get this nice and consistent, then 3 balls. So, one up, we'll do the single ball first. Across, trap. So now we'll do this nice and slow to start with. So across, drop, up, across, drop, up, across, drop, up, across, drop, up. And I should also, should give a shout out to Tom Wall. who showed me this trick. He's a great juggler. Check out his videos. He's worked for Cirque du Soleil. He does his own stuff, really cool, interesting stuff. And he also has a book on the history of juggling. So you definitely check out his stuff. But then with this one, we can try and put this together. So we're going to try and combine a drop with the zip. So I'm going to zip across, drop it down to that hand, and then when I go back, same time. And then other side, down, up. Oh. So this is a bit more complicated. This one will definitely, you want to really practice this kind of stuff. Two across at the same time. And then if you can get that third ball in, need to tighten this up a little bit, but oh. Alright, but you get the idea. There's something really cool in there, something interesting to explore. Now, it's all about getting these building blocks together and then finding different ways of putting them together. So, I want to combine that now with our trap here. So we can put this in here, but I want to try now. A cool one is throwing it up. So with this, think about how high you throw the ball. So this is like our cascade throw, but we're just going to put a little push back towards ourselves. Try and trap that in there. Drop it straight down. Try it on the other side. See, the closer that you can get this to your shoulder, the better. Okay, so now this is something of my own style that I played around with a lot to find, but I want to give you these building blocks to show you how I got into this. And if you enjoy this, take it, but just take it further. That's the thing with the juggling, is I don't think that people should be really protective of their trick, that they're the only one that do it. You should be sharing this stuff and building on it. So, let's go with our traps in here, and then combine that into here. See how you can find, there's something there, there's something cool that I can keep pushing. I like boom, boom, across. All three on one side now. So now how can I go if I throw one up? Ooh. All on one side. So if we go, well, that's going to drop down. Three on the other side. Across, cross, cross, boom. So that's why I just want to encourage you to try and explore this stuff. If you see something cool that someone does, see if you can copy that one trick, but don't just stick with okay, cool, that's what we can do, but then explore that, combine that with something else. Maybe you combine it with the multiplex. We've got the zip in here, what else can you do? So that's what I really want you to encourage you to try and do, is play. That's the best thing about juggling, is playing, free-forming. So sometimes, if you're feeling good, just do some improvisation. You'll probably find you might have a lot of things that you tend to do, but you might find some cool stuff just by playing, by being free. Don't worry if you drop, just go for it. See if you find something cool, and then try and get some movement in there. Levels. If you can get up, down, low. There's another great thing. Micahel, one of the Bling Bling brothers, great juggler. One thing he said to me in a workshop one time was, any throw you do, you can do it instead of you can do your zip here, but you could also do your zip up here, or you could do it down low. Oop. You could do it behind you in all those three positions. So that gives you like 6 different ways that you could do the same little throw. They'll give you different results and really help you find something cool. So I hope that made sense. I feel like I rambled a lot, but really want to encourage you to just have a play with some juggling and really find something that you can consider your style. Oh, another one that I wanted to point out is I can't really do much, but there's a lot of people have been exploring foot juggling. So, and that's where if you can find that your one hook, it gives you your own style, makes it interesting, makes it unique, and it's more fun. You're not just robotically drilling numbers, although if that's your thing, more power to you, respect. But have a play. Try and find something that you feel that you enjoy and you think uniquely shows you. Alright, so then moving on, let's just jump back and look at what else we're going to do today. So, scissor catch. So if you've got some clubs, let's just grab 2 clubs to start with, okay? So, what we want to have a look at first is just how to hold 2 clubs together, okay? So, I tend to do scissor catches in my right hand, but definitely worth learning in both hands. But I just want to look at, so first I'll just show you a scissor catch. Nice and simple, not even from juggling, but just, I'm going to throw the club up and trap it between the other 2 clubs. So this is your scissor, and you can use it to catch the club. So, have a look at how we're going to achieve that. So, when we pass our club across to the other side, you're going to have 2 choices. So, there's my right hand that I'm going to be catching in, and the club I pass across can either go over or under the other club, okay? So, if you go over, that's Circus Grip. Under a Circus Grip, or you can go over. Now, I tend to prefer my scissor catch with the over grip, but you can also do it with the under grip, which does allow some different tricks later on the track if you do keep pursuing scissor catches. So it is worth playing with both. But cool, so we're going to pass it across here. So I'm going to put this one on top. And so then it's all about the squeeze in here. So you want to be squeezing this, and it's that kind of thing that when you go to trap the club, you want to loosen that grip enough for that club to get in, but not so much that it'll just slip back out. So you want to, it'll take a little bit of play. So to start with, you just want to hold the other club and practice that, just to get a feel for that. Okay? So you're just going to push that across, and you got that club in there, okay? Then, when you're feeling comfortable with it, let's just try it from a single rotation. So now remember, we want to try and get nice slow rotation, because that's going to give you, make it a bit easier for you to punch that across. I'll show you from the side as well. So while that club is in the air, once it's coming in here and it's coming back towards you, that's when you want to scoop in there, trap that. So let's just have a look at that hand grip again. The club that I passed across is on top. Okay? So if you're getting the hang of that, just really push that through, and I like to let it drop down. So I might catch it there, but then I like to come down to the knob just to give you that consistency. So if you're getting the hang of that, now it's going to be quite hard if you're juggling to try and do your scissor catch from just a normal throw. So what you really want to actually practice a bit before you go into this from a juggle is catching your scissor catch from a double. So remember, for our doubles, we're going to be, I like to throw from the bottom of the club and from my elbow. Don't flick your wrist. You don't want to be doing a Vegas scissor catch, at least not to start with. I mean, totally, if that's your thing, you like fast juggling, definitely really cool, will look real cool. But when you're learning it, let's just slow things down. So we're going to try and do a nice high double. Oh, sorry, I do have to be a little bit careful of my laptop when doing these things. Boom. So we want to try and push that up nice and high. Let it get a couple of rotations so you can scissor catch. Because then, once you're going to try that from a juggle, what you're going to want to do is do your high throw and then zip the other club across. So, might be worth just doing some and then pretend, oh, wait, let me just practice that. So if I'm juggling up nice and high, okay, ooh, so that's actually something to be aware of. Maybe with, oh yeah, cool. So we're going to do a crossing double. And while that is in the air, you're going to need, so you're going to do one up. While that's in the air, you're going to need to zip across. So you're going to pass that across so you can trap that. That's happening while that double's in the air. So that's important to practice this. So double, zip, boom. So it can be good to imagine you do your double there, boom, zip, push. Okay? So even maybe just not worrying about catching it for now, but just do that double, zip across. Make sure that you're ready for it. It can be a great thing when you're practicing tricks is letting the clubs, letting your juggling, let it hit the ground. Okay, if you're thinking about too many things, your focus is too divided and you're not going to learn anything. So this is great, is if you just do a nice double, zip. Oh, sorry, I just smashed the light. Well, I didn't smash it, I just knocked it. But yeah, once you're feeling good with that, once you feel like you're up, oh, that double wasn't great. But if you're feeling like you're getting that zip and you can see, you can start trying to shoot for this. So, while it's in the air, okay, so hopefully, so that's a great way to finish a routine, right? Boom. Or just a section of a routine. Guaranteed applause point when you go, pow. Now, there's heaps of tricks that you can do from your scissor catch, okay? So let's just have a look at a couple to give you some things to play with. So, for all of those who've been working on your club balances, so you know you can practice this as well. So let's just have a quick look. If you can balance the club on a club, remember look at the top and you're going to move the base so it stays under it. But a great little trick from your scissor catch, if you hold that in there, if we practice this, let's just let's just take it back a step. So let's practice swinging from here, and we're going to try and let the club come out, do a flip, back to your juggle, up, scissor catch, swing that club. Okay, that one will take a bit of time to get the hang of, so you're trying to swing it up and release that. So you open your hand a little bit so that can slip out. Okay, if you're getting the hang of that, then what you can try, this one is, you let it swing up, loosen it, and come up to a balance. Okay, I'll show you again. Get that swing on, loosen your grip, and try and get that. So you want to imagine as you loosen your grip, it comes up, and then as it's coming up here, you're going to need to come down a little bit to help stop that, okay? Because imagine it's got this force going. So I'm going to need to pull down a little bit to come under it. All right? So, and like anything, breaking this down to the parts, you can practice this one just on its own before you try and get it from here. Release. Okay, and now, this one might be a little bit hard for me to demonstrate in here, but I want to give you guys some cool stuff. You can do... Oh, yeah, actually, let's have a little look at something first. So, the second thing that I said I want to work on with the Circus Grip. Okay? So the Circus Grip is on the bottom, or you can do this on the top as well, but let's have a look at this one. So what's really cool with the Circus Grip, the clubs are quite even, so if you keep your hand quite flat, you can do this cool little multiplex where the clubs, because they're together, they're going to do a single rotation each, and they kind of push each other out, and you can catch one in each hand, right? Boom. Okay, now if you practice that a lot, it's really cool. There's some cool passing patterns that use that, where you can flick that across, but I can't teach you to pass through the computer. But yeah, so then if we have a look, well, so if you can get the hang of that, and then we can go, actually, ooh. Okay, so then what you want to work on for this next one is so you can throw all three clubs. Great if you do your scissor catch, and then let's try and not smash anything, but it's a little bit crowded in here. Let's have a look. Alright, so I should have warmed this one up a little bit, but a lot of tricks that I'm going through today. I just need to push it a bit higher is my problem at the moment, which is just a little bit limited by my space. I'm not going to keep going with that just because I don't want to smash anything here. But yeah, what you can do is if you practice your double with this one. So if you can do a double throw, oh, so you've got to be careful. You don't want it to send it back. So I'm just getting a 1.5 at the moment, but if I really push that up, there we go. That's a bit better. So yeah, if you push that one you're releasing nice and high, that's going to do a double. So then if you combine that with letting go of the scissor catch, what you want are the two in here, just single rotation, then you'll be need to ready to catch that double and go into a cascade. So let's just see if I can do a nice one. Alright, there was only 1.5, but yeah, I am limited by my space, so make sure you guys at home, you're also aware of your space so you're not smashing things, okay? So, imagine you're doing your juggle, multiplex, scissor catch, multiplex release, and get some cool stuff going on with that. I should really practice that one a bit more though. I'm a little bit out of practice with that, but that's alright. Now just another little scissor catch trick that I think is really cool is so using this swing again, what we can do is we're going to take this forwards and we're going to take it over our head and turn with it. So let's maybe if I just go a little bit further back, up over my head, swing round. So you can just practice that. Imagine the clubs are leading you around. And with the club, you can keep that club and that track. And then bring it up over your head, down your arm. You can let that roll. So, once again, we can go up over the head, down the arm, and now this roll, you're going to need to catch that as that goes over, okay? So I feel like I'm throwing a lot of information at you guys. So please let me know if you're getting the hang of those scissor catches. Super cool stuff that you can play with. Oh, and well, just because I'm throwing things around, smashing stuff anyway, let's have a look at another thing with this circus start. So remember, the club you pass across goes on the bottom, and so we can actually do a multiplex. So if you practice this, then if you add in the third club, so these two you're going to be holding nice and even. Third club, I'm going to hold at the bottom, trying to keep a nice flat throw. What I'm going to think about is trying to do this double, and these singles will just happen under that. You got a really fancy start there, and it's not as hard as it looks. It's one of those tricks. You get a nice double. You practice this for a while, and you'll get it pretty easy. You put a little bit of time into it, and then this is great. Great start to a routine. Big, flashy, and I remember reading Kit Summers' book. So if you haven't heard of Kit Summers, he's a fantastic juggler, a little bit old school, but man, he has a fantastic story as well. I don't know if I should say fantastic. It's Kit Summers, he got hit. He's a fantastic juggler. He got hit by a truck, and he had to learn to walk again, and then he had to learn to juggle again, which is amazing. Can you imagine you've put all this time into doing something, then your body won't respond anymore, and you have to go through this whole process again? That's dedication, okay? That's like, and so his juggling technique, his style is like, he's really got it down. And because, I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure I read in his book that he got hit by a truck again and had to do it. He had to learn to juggle 3 times. 3 times! That's amazing. I take my hat off to him. And he's travelled around teaching heaps of people juggle. He's come to New Zealand, so if he ever does come back after, once the borders are open again, yeah, you should totally check him out. But yeah, so you can focus on that double. Pow. All right, now, just got a couple more things. Well, next section that I wanted to look at today. So if anyone does have any rings at home, let's have a little look at pulls down. And remember, if you haven't got any of these juggling props now, maybe now that things are opened up a bit more, you might be able to get hold of some. Go check out some of the juggling shops. Shout out to Home of Poi, New Zealand juggling shop. They've got heaps of cool stuff. So if you can get yourself some rings, I got these ones. These, I don't know if Home Poi would have these, but these are Mr. Babash. I got these off Trade Me, actually, nice and cheap. One of those jugglers out there was letting go of these. So I've styled these myself. Just some Duracell on there, give it some nice shine. But so you can do some cool color change stuff with that. But what I wanted to look at today is pull down. So pull down is when you put it over your head. You can take it off, keep juggling, okay? Now, really cool trick, classic ring juggling trick, really cool, doing 5 rings, boom, 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 that kind of thing. So, let's have a little look at it. So now, the most important thing with this is we don't want to smack our face with this, okay? Rings are, I've spent a bit of time working on rings lately, really cool, but also that quite, can be a little bit of a painful prop to juggle, okay? Especially, bam, oh, watch out for your nose. So, what you want to do for your pull down to avoid that is, you're going to put it against the back of your neck, pull down in front of you, okay? That way, guaranteed, you're not going to hit your nose. So same thing when you take it off. Keep that pressure against the back of your neck, scoop it up, okay? Because equally bad as hitting your nose is going to be pulling this up, fish hooking yourself. No one wants to see that, and I can guarantee you don't want to do that. So, putting it on the back of your neck, pull down, off. And let's try it back to the other side. Okay, so you want to put a bit of time into this, like anything, because if you're juggling, you got a bunch of things going on, you want this to be automatic, okay? So just practice that again and again, and again and again and again. Then I'd recommend trying with 2 rings. So just, you can work on your cascade here. Then, boom, 1 on, off. 1 on, take it off. So like any juggling pattern, this is the way I always recommend is don't go for 3, practice with 2. And practice, try and think about, there'll be 2 different ways you can practice it. So one is, you could do your pull down first, throw, take that off. Pull down, throw, take it off. Pull down first, throw, take it off. The other one is, you can throw first, do your pull down, catch, take off. Throw first, pull. Make sure you do that the other way as well. So, we're going to do put on, throw, put on, throw, put on, throw, put on, throw, and then throw, put on, throw, put on, throw, put on. Okay, so yeah, really think about that. That's how you can break down every pattern. Is there'll be 2 variations. So whether you go right, left, boom, left, right, and the trick or the cascade first, or the trick cascade throw, or cascade trick. And you can practice putting on, off, different hands. Then, my lovely friends out there, from your juggle, put on, boom. Great. This is cool because you can kind of take a break. There's no rush with it. Off, on, off, on. All 3 on is a great little finish. So let's have a look at that. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're putting it against the back of that neck. Ta-da! Boom! Bum ba da down, bum bum ba down. Let's have a look at that again. So, getting nice high cascade throws. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3 is not bad because as soon as you do that first one, catch, you can slow it down to practice it. And then if you want, if that's the style you're going for, is a nice quick pow. Okay. Ooh. So you can do that. That's great as a juggling pattern. Boom. Or a finish. Now, are you guys feeling fancy? You feeling fancy out there? Let's get a little fancy. So, let's go back to 1 ring for a minute. A pancake throw. I think we did this last week, but let's have another look. So, hand nice and wide. We're going to try and flick our wrist. Alright, now we want to try and get a nice double with this. So, nice. Good. So, now, we're going to try and throw that onto our head, okay? So you want to watch it. This one, I do find, you stuff it up, you get a little bang on the head. So you want to try and get this nice slow flip. Ooh, nice and flat. If you can get that, watch. Boom, okay? Put a bit of time into practicing this. But what I recommend is you want to watch for as long as you can and then scoop in, okay? So you want to try and be able to judge when to scoop it. Now, if you get the hang of that, The little fancy trick I wanted to show you is juggle, juggle, juggle. Bam! Right on the top of your head. No, so after you do your pancake throw, then you go 1, 2, then catch it. Great finish because it's like they look at the one up and then boom, you're done. So let's just try that again. So nice pancake throw. Oh. Pancake throw. Boom. Alright, so I think definitely that nice slow rotation is what you got to go for. Boom. Okay, so this is cool little stuff, some cool stuff. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Now, I'm just gonna do one last thing. Now, I don't know, I feel like I've been dropping a bit today, but also that's how you improve juggling. Okay, don't be a perfectionist. And actually, this brings me to a great point. If you drop in a routine, it doesn't matter. Okay? Now, I know you've probably all seen jugglers, and you see them drop. And the important thing, if you do ever drop on stage, is the audience is empathizing with you, okay? However you feel about something, that's going to directly affect the audience. So a lot of the time, if you've set up, you've set up this expectation to the audience, I'm going to do this thing. And if you fail, if you feel bad about that, that's going to pass on to the audience. It doesn't feel nice. So that's why I really want to promote to you that if you are juggling in front of an audience, have fun with it. And if you do drop, you got to train this that it doesn't that you don't react negatively to it, because no one wants to see a juggler on stage getting mad at themselves. Okay, what you want to do is still smile, carry on. Well, if that's your character, but that's where I always try and find in my routines a way to make a drop a celebration. Okay, because you'll actually find when you start juggling in front of an audience, when you drop, that's when the audience claps. And it's not because they're happy that you dropped. It's because you've stopped juggling, you've given them a break so they can applaud for all the cool stuff you have been doing. So remember that. If you do drop, don't go into this anger. Just let it happen. Look at the audience and be happy. Or be in your character, if happy can be in that. But the audience isn't going to feel bad unless you feel bad, okay? So if you can have some fun with it, if you can still smile and carry on, the audience is going to feel better about it, okay? But last thing that I wanted to have a look at today, and this is ball spinning, okay? Now, I have to admit, this is a new skill for me. I'm still working on this, okay? So I'm not that great yet. But I just wanted to share it with you guys because it's really cool, and and just because I'm not an expert yet, but I've got the basics that I'm working on, and I want to share that with you, so you guys can get started, because we could be on the same journey, and then maybe you could get better than me. Maybe you could give me some pointers. Maybe you could inspire me to get better at ball spinning. Okay. So I'll give a shout out though to Joel Fenton. He gave me this ball, and he ran some great ball spinning workshops at the Juggling Festival. He's a street performer, originally from New Zealand, now based in the Gold Coast. Stuntman Joel. But yeah, so he did a great workshop on this. So now it's all about getting a good spin on your ball. Okay. Now, what you want to think about, there's two ways you could spin the ball. There is imagine if I'm looking down from above, there would be clockwise or anti-clockwise. Now, I had always just played around with ball spinning this way, and that would be, if I'm looking at it from above, clockwise. But what you want to do is actually, you want to, if I'm doing my right hand, I want it anti-clockwise, because what you want eventually is if you can balance it on your thumb, you want to be able to keep the ball spinning with your fingers like that. So I'm going to turn my little finger away from me, and it's all about getting this nice quick whoosh. And then when you do that, if you look at the bottom of the ball, you'll be able to see where you want to try and catch it. Now when you try and catch it, depending how high you throw, you're going to have to absorb the impact, cushion that impact. So you want to move your hand down with that. Ooh. Oh. So, ball spin. So I'm starting to get it, but you know, as you can see, I haven't mastered this. But like any balance thing, you're going to try and look at the top, keep that point under it. Oh. Alright, so I've still got to work on this. I'm going to put some time into this. So hopefully in 6 months, I'll have some cool ball spinning skills. So, thanks for watching. Not my best finish, but hey, I want you guys to know that your juggling is not about perfection. It's about having some fun and finding new things to work on. So, thank you very much for joining me for these classes. And please, level 2, we're going to be having some social distancing circus classes in the hub. We will be having a juggling manipulation one on Wednesday night. So please, I'd love to see you there. Carry on your juggling journey. But otherwise, yeah, check out the Circus Hub, our website. Come. We're just so excited to be able to get back in there and be able to see everyone again. Even though we're going to be having to keep our distance from each other in there, it's still great to be able to get back into some form of normalcy for our training. So thanks for watching. I'm Michael. And yeah, come check out the Circus Hub. Or we still will be doing some online classes, so check those out. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day. And yeah, like Jacinda said, we can get back to doing things. We just got to be a little bit spaced out. All right, cheers. Thanks. Bye.